Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where last episode I'm a little salty about white piecing that rebellion, but with the not very threatening crusade and the uprising coming in, I felt like it was not necessarily necessary, but probably the better part of wisdom to do that, especially with us already dipping into debt. I just think that it was going to be the best bet to handle these situations. We do need to get rid of the Pope once and for all. That's definitely something that we're interested in doing. And, I mean, we've already used both of our kingdom invasions on this guy, correct? I just want to double check. Oh, we can't even check that because our armies are raised. Right. And we're in debt a little bit. That's okay. These guys are going to eventually embark, and that's going to cost us some money for sure. But they're going to make their way on over, and they will eliminate these forces. It shouldn't, in theory, be too big of a deal. I probably could have gotten away with not white piecing it and just waiting out the ticking war score. But I just felt like this would probably be the more prudent way to handle it. Maybe not the most optimal. Ooh, we can transfer this guy. Absolutely. That's wonderful. It's maybe not the most optimal way to handle it, but certainly I think it's the most prudent. Our son has pneumonia. We'll try a safe treatment, and we failed. Okay. He's not our player heir, so it doesn't actually matter. We should remember to put an education focus on this guy. There we go. And actually, we don't have the cash to send him to university right now. I'll try to remember to do that after this war is over. Emphasis on try. It's going to be interesting for sure. Checking status up here, yeah. I mean, we're not really going to be able to consolidate rulers together for the time being. The reason for that, of course, is because we white pieced. And that was understood when we white pieced, that we wouldn't be able to imprison them. But we're on our way over, and we should arrive here around the same time that the crusade launches. And these guys shouldn't get any significant progress, but it will take us time to work our way over here. And this is... okay, yeah, this guy did die. That does put us up in stress. We'll see what we get for our mental break. But that's completely okay, and no problem that our son died there. The major issue with heading over here and dealing with all this while that war was ongoing was there were multiple large enemy armies running around over here, and they would potentially be able to take back our ticking war score regions while we were not there. So I didn't want to run the risk of having that happen and perpetuating that war when it wasn't necessary. A Catholic Holy Order was just founded. Okay, I mean, they're going to be fighting against us in 30 days here. Now, these guys are not going to be well suited to fighting the Catholic army. And we should probably have these forces, instead of coming here, we should probably have them disembark. Well, actually, I'm just going to have them come up over here for right now. They'll arrive there allegedly in 2 months. And you can see we are dipping down into the old monthly income coffers right now. But these guys will be arriving up here shortly. And he just gave up. The Pope decided not to do it. Too few were the faithful who decided to heed his call to arms. Far too few to organize a proper army. Okay, so no crusade. That's fine. These guys are locked in here. We're just going to have them come up on land then. And these guys, they no longer need to worry about the crusade. They are going to land right up over here in Genoa, as originally planned. Cool. So we're going to crush this uprising, and with the crusade failing, do I regret not pushing further with the independence faction? Not necessarily. We'll see how the rest of this life plays out. We do have peasant rabble brewing right now, but there's a lot of these guys who can't join factions until 15 November 1418. So in 4 years, we're going to have additional rebellions happening, and we'll see what their opinion of us is like at that point. I highly doubt that they're going to be as powerful, so that'll be okay. Now, we could actually get ourselves a domain limit here, and that is definitely something that we should do. We should go ahead and revoke this title from this gentleman. Beautiful. There we go. And what do we have going on in our technology right now? Court officials in 4 years, plate armor in 4 years. Primogeniture is actually going to be a fairly important one after this. I mean, de jure CBs, like rightful ownership is solid. We'll see what happens. We do have a stewardship perk available. We're going to take Hergeld for right now. We'll get War Profiteer afterwards, as well as It Is My Domain. And we're going to get all of these guys grouped on together. And over we head. Let's crush this, get out of debt, and start cleaning up territories like this and Italy. And what little of Greece remains not in our control. That'll be good, and we'll just get those under control. Not that many territories over here, actually. Looking at this, outside of Africa, not very many territories not in our control. We can easily get every African territory before the end of the game. No problem whatsoever there. So that's beautiful. We're getting rid of roughly half of their force right there. We're going to come up over this way, and I would like to put somebody in who is... We don't really care about the troop quality here. We'd like to get somebody who has both movement speed and supply duration, if at all possible. I don't know if that's a thing that we have. I mean, we've got our movement speed here with Organizer. Is there anyone else who has Organizer? I think no. Yeah, nobody else with Organizer. So let's go on up over here and get this guy in here. And we're just using him for the movement speed increase. We don't really care about his commander advantage. That's not relevant when we're fighting these guys. Like, this is not going to be a problem under any circumstances. So that'll be fine. We can also ransom off some prisoners, and many of these are not our vassals. So we will do exactly that as we work our way out of debt. We don't want to be in debt if we can at all help it here. So there's another 100 gold. Yes, give me those sweet, sweet feudal taxes. 30 gold. Okay, we're fighting these guys now. Beautiful. So we're going to head down over here next. Reselect them. There we go. Excellent. And we are then going to continue ransoming off these prisoners who are not vassals. Vassals can stay in prison. They won't cause us problems in prison. So that'll be just fine. We are nearly out of debt now. And we will be very shortly. We are making money. So it's not like this is just offsetting it or anything. Okay, 10 gold? Sure. So we've got a few more as these acceptances roll in. We will be out of debt on the next month tick, so that is perfect. We're at 50% war score right now. 25 more gold here. And 25. Beautiful. Oh, is this one not done? Okay, that's an additional 20. So that puts us at 25 gold in debt, and now we're 4 gold in debt. And 28 gold. Nice. Okay, so we have positive gold now, and we are making gold per month. We're just going to put down the remainder of this rebellion, and that shouldn't take very long. And then we're going to look at doing a little bit more cleanup over here. Now, I would like to get our hands on rightful ownership. Like, after plate armor and court officials, I think that primogeniture and rightful ownership are probably our best options. Development growth and renaissance thought are good, but really only earlier in the game. This late in the game, we're not going to see huge benefits from that, and in fact, we should probably switch over to collect taxes off of increased development. We're about as far as we're going to get on our development, in all honesty. So that'll be fine, and we're going to come on down over this way and put down the remainder of this rebellion. They've got 16,000 troops, 10% of them are down here. And the rest of them are up here. Is that all of them? Hang on. This is like 6... We'll call it 7,000. Call it 10,000. 11,000. I feel like we're missing 5,000. Ah, here's another 1,400 down here. Not sure. Where's their leader currently at? He's up in this army. Okay, so if we crush that army, that will likely put an end to this whole thing. So we're going to head up here first. We'll arrive there in 4 months. Cool. Not a whole lot going on over here. We are 14 direct vassals above our limit right now, which is gross. And it is currently 1415. What is this that popped in? 2 week. Just peasants. Okay. I don't care about peasants. That's fine. Now that we are starting to get some cash over here, I would like to continue to work on upgrades as well. We do still have like 30 years left in this game, so... Will this guy rule the rest of the game? He actually might, now that I look at it. He might rule the rest of this game if he doesn't get some particularly bad luck and die young. It's a possibility, but I think fairly unlikely. At some point, we should also move back up to absolute crown authority, and we can do that in 433. That's quite a ways away. Okay. It's so rare to find a true friend. What? Where did this war come from? Okay. We somehow got involved in this war. And I guess that's okay. We'll deal with that in a bit. We're minus 3% right now. Let's see if we capture the leader here. And we did. Okay. And that also put us in this holy war for the Sheikdom of Cairo. We're defending that as well. Okay. Interesting. Well, we're going to send our troops in over here. We'll arrive there in 6 months. We're not going to get that. But that's okay. We'll head on over. And we are going to pay quite a bit of gold in embarkation fees. No doubt about that. We can ransom off this prisoner to help with that. These holy wars are a bit obnoxious, though. There's no doubt about it. They won't take very long. We'll just need to actually deal with them. So we'll get that done, and there's this siege going on down over here as well. Now, we could raise additional troops over here. See about crushing this force. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Once we have something around 30,000, then we'll go in. Now, this may put us negative in our monthly income. We'll see. We also need to remember once we disembark the other army, then that'll be much better. Now, they're going to successfully finish this siege. That's to be expected. They're currently heading south. We'll see if that's really what they want to do. We are starting to get quite a lot of troops. And yeah, they've bailed on that. Perfect. So this guy's our vassal. We're not going to do anything about that. He can remain in jail. And like I said, 30,000 is what we're aiming at here. We're going to send them up here. We're going to put in a... Oh, there's already a siege commander here. Perfect. I was going to say we're going to put in a siege commander, but that's not necessary. So we're going to land over here and fight the Jerusalemite army. With any luck, we'll be able to catch them slightly separate like this. Now, we are going a little bit negative. I don't expect that to be the case forever. 4 months versus 4 months. Okay. I think that we're going to win this siege curve. They are retreating. That's fine. We'll arrive here in 15 days. This guy became our spy master. Very rude. And we'll imprison a Khan. Sounds great. Okay, so in we go. Both of those are vassals. Wonderful. We're going to fight these guys. We're recently disembarked. I do expect that we win this despite what this says. We do have a lot of malices against us. No doubt about it. We weren't planning for these wars. But we're going to take this castle. No problem. Win this battle. No problem. As expected. And we take that back incredibly quickly. We're now at 50% war score. Make that 60. They've kept right up with us, but they do have siege weapons. So that's... I think they have siege weapons anyway. That's not shocking that they've kept up with us. Yeah, they've got bombards. We've actually had the same speed without any siege weapons, or very close to the same speed. That's hilarious. I like it. Okay, so they took Alexandria there. We're going to take this back in 24 days. No problem. There we go. We've got Cairo back on our side. So that's ticking war score, not on their side anymore there. We'll take Nicopolis again. Words are apparently very difficult. We don't have a commander in over here, and we're going to put in this gentleman. And then we're going to head over this way, see if we can fight these two forces. We're going to head on in down here, fight this guy. Excellent. Now, we are currently positive until we, embark again. We're negative in cash right now, but we are making money per month. We do need to wrap up these wars. No doubt about it. And we have a peasant action brewing. They can send their ultimatum at any time. We'll see if they actually do. Okay, so we win this. As expected. And there they are. Never. And we'll deal with the peasants. We've got plenty of cash for it. No problem whatsoever. Is that all they have? 15,000 troops? That's all they have. Okay. So they're super dead. They're not going to succeed that. We're currently losing a tiny amount of money. We did, however, get all of the war score that we needed for this war. So we'll enforce our demands there. He's going to pay us a ton of gold. That will pull us out of debt. And then in this war, I suppose we could walk over to here. We would embark 478 gold. If we're going to do that, we might as well hit his capital. So that'll be in 3 months. We're going to walk our way up over here, siege this back. That'll take 7 months. That's okay. We do expect our war against these lads to be over shortly. In fact, immediately. They got nothing done, as expected. There we go. Now, we can't put these guys down just yet unless we want to have a penalty. Just want to check in over here. The mayor, that's fine. The count, that's fine. And the countess is fine as well. Everyone else remains in jail. Beautiful. So these guys have embarked. They will be landing over here shortly. And we do expect... Is this just for the county? The Sheikdom of Cairo. So yeah, just for the county here. Okay. Well, we're going to land on their capital here. Is their leader located in the capital? He's in this army, which is heading towards the capital. Okay. So they're actually heading up over here. We'll take over his capital. No problem whatsoever. We do have ticking on our side, but we want to get the sieges done. That's going to be the biggest of deals here. The stewardship perk is now available. We are going to take war profiteer. Beautiful. That boosts up our wartime income quite a lot. And that's exactly what we want right now. So their capital will fall here in just 20 days. No problem whatsoever here. Make that 10 days. And there we go. We're also going to siege this. We're at 96% war score as soon as either of these sieges finish. Okay, 8 days, and the war will be over. That's really, really good for us. We want to be out of this war. There we go. And we'll disband our troops. Perfect. Okay, so we're done with that war. What is this faction? This is these guys. They may or may not send their demand. We'll see. They've been a little bit dicey on that lately. So that's good. We'll attend this guy's feast. It'll lose us 14 stress either way. This better be worth my time. It looks like somebody took the territory over here, but not this one. I wouldn't mind declaring a war on this guy just for a county conquer and get Iberia fully under our control. That would be wonderful. I do expect that all we need for this is men-at-arms. I do see that there's a county rank realm here, and we're going to move that directly into this guy. Beautiful. Now, I would like to clean up Italy. No doubt about it. These guys will arrive in 5 months, and we'll see when they actually get around to getting there. That'll be fascinating to see. So we're going to come up to our capital over here and check for upgrades. So first things first, I want to build mustering halls, and that's all we can afford at this moment. So that'll be fine. With Iberia entering our full control soon, that means that our next target, of course, it becomes Italy. Now, there is this location in Sardinia and Corsica here. It does bear noting that once we have primogeniture and rightful ownership, we're going to be able to do a lot more here. Primogeniture will allow us to create all of the empire titles that we don't have right now because we're afraid of losing them in succession. And that means that we're going to have de jure claims that we can press all of our de jure claims on a lot of these locations. So that's actually a pretty big deal. Plate armor and court officials will both be done in approximately a year. So that's great. Now we're going to get our men-at-arms done over here in 15 days. They're still cooking for the moment, but they will arrive over here shortly. And actually, this is slightly more troops than I expected with that allied force coming in. Let's move our, if I can select it. Let's move our rally point over here. And we're going to raise a few levy troops up here while we're on our way. Okay, so that holy order has been founded. Once we arrive here, we'll stop gathering these guys and we'll group these together. So that's an additional 3,000 levy troops that we were able to grab. Beautiful. And it looks like we'll win that. So that is perfect. This war should be done and solidly under control. So what are we going to focus next? Primogeniture or rightful ownership? Probably primogeniture. Because we're going to need to throw quite a lot of money. Yeah, look at that. We're winning even though they outnumber us 2-1. We're going to need to throw quite a lot of money at making those empire titles. That'll be something we'll have to be somewhat judicious about. So we won that engagement, as we expected. That was 50% war score. We'll take the rest by sieging this capital. No problem whatsoever here. This will be absolutely fine. Nothing to be ransomed there. Okay, just checking. So this war will be done in 20 days. No problem. 5 months on plate armor. 6 months on court officials. Excellent. I think we'll wait until those are done before our next aggressive moves. We will go ahead and enforce these demands and disband our troops. There we go. And we are, of course, going to need to hand this out. We'll grant it to this guy, and then that will go into this Khanate. Cool. There we go. There's all of the Iberian Peninsula under our control. Excellent. We're going to hop in over this way and work on additional castle upgrades with our cash while we are waiting for our tech to come in. That shouldn't take very long, in all honesty, on the tech. But this will boost our personal power, which is always a very, very good thing. Plate armor is currently about 3 months away, and court officials about 4 months. Excellent. This guy wants to ransom himself. We decline. There's plate armor. And we're going to go ahead and get apiaries over here. Now, what are we going to fascinate next? For now, I'm going to do primogeniture. If court officials, if the exposure goes on to primogeniture, we're probably going to swap to rightful ownership. Otherwise, we'll leave it be. We can't control where the exposure goes, of course. Now, it's 1418, and we should be expecting another independence faction soon. This is just going to be the Orthodox populace. Okay, there's our court official. That went into rightful ownership. Perfect. That's exactly what we were hoping for. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to see about dealing with maybe some factionalism, but we're also going to look at taking some of Italy. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And I will see you all next time.